Righto. All going. Cool. Righto, here we are with Chelsea again, but this time we've got her hubby, Nick, with us. How you going, guys?
How you going? Yeah, good.
Good.
How you going?
Good. So what I want to talk about is basically work-life balance with working online. So balancing working online, working a job, and family all at the same time. So
yeah,
it's
a balance. It's a juggle sometimes, but
it is.
We do it.
Fine line, that one.
Yes, for sure. So basically, yeah, so Chelsea, you're not working, or you are working. You're working from home, working business from home. But Nick, you're still working full time. So yeah, so how do you juggle, balance all
everything?
Yeah, everything with that.
Well, pretty much what's worked for us is gonna be different for everyone who is in the situation that we are, where there's one person who's working online and another person who's in the workforce. For us, what's working is we both have our own, I guess, roles within the business and within the home. You'd probably disagree.
So we're just trying to make it work. At the end of the day, Chelsea focus mainly on the business at the moment. I do my little bits and pieces, but mainly mine's in the background and people don't see what I do.
Yep.
I don't see what I do half the time, but that's all right. I try to spend the time trying to do the stuff around the house when I'm at home to give Chelsea the time that she can concentrate it, because she's got the time during the day to be able to focus on talking and corresponding with people, whereas I'm sort of knees deep in concrete or doing something like that. So we just try to make it work the best there. And then, just trying to juggle with the kids and stuff like that. And I guess you can never really find a perfect balance, but we just try to make sure
we're varying from day to
at
day.
the moment. Yeah, that's exactly right. So we just try to make sure we give the kids the time of day when we can give it to them, and we concentrate on the things that we need to do. We just try to structure a little bit out the windows, unfortunately, but we do the best we can. We have plans and ideas of what we would need to do, what we want to do, and then try to give us some guidelines of what to achieve in a day, so we can break it down into smaller segments.
And as you guys know, there's so many different ways you can do this business. Obviously, I do a lot of the online stuff. Nick actually does a bit of the offline stuff. So when he's at work, he's concreting, he's managing a team. He's also chatting, getting ideas rolling, helping people with alternatives. And then I'm at home managing the kids. I'd love to say I cook gourmet meals every night, but we both know that doesn't happen. And then, time, getting on Zooms, running meetings, and during the day, staggering it. So I try to give my kids most of my time in the morning, because that's when they're most active. Come home, rest, food, nap time, and then it's business.
Yeah.
That's what's worked for us.
No, that's it. So your work, you sort of probably average 6 days a week at work with your job, Nick, or is it sort of 5 plus?
6 days a week.
Yeah.
6 days a week, 10 hours a day.
Yeah. So it's...
Well, Saturday is probably 12-1.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be a good 40 to 50 hours minimum per week, at least.
So it's just, it does go to show that it's doing, working online while having a family, while working a job, it's very achievable to be able to get done. And especially if you're working longer hours. I know when I was working before I got laid off, I was doing, when I was going to the branch, I was doing probably 13, 14-hour days with the travel, and still doing bits and pieces of it throughout the day and when I got home. So it's very achievable. But you, Chels, you were working beforehand, and when you started the online business, you were on maternity leave then, were you, or weren't you? Or
yeah, I was on maternity leave when I started. And then I leveraged that. So I used the fact I was on maternity leave to build my online business because I knew that the potential it had for me to not return to a job at the end of it was so big that I just put everything into this. And what it meant for me was not returning to work.
Yep.
So that was the biggest thing for me, is that I put all that time and effort in while I was on maternity leave.
Yep.
It meant for us, I didn't have to return to work, and soon enough it will mean Nick won't have to work as well.
Yep.
But at the moment, it's just that balancing act of trying to give the best to the business when he's at work, the best to his job, and the best to our kids and our home life as well. And it's not always going to feel like it's even. You know, sometimes there's days like today where I spent a lot of time on my phone, and I felt like my kids could sense that. So I put my phone down, give them more time. But at the same time, I'm reminding myself that I'm doing this for them as well, and that they have their mum around every single day. There's not someone else raising them. Yep. And I'm able to choose when I'm on my phone and when I'm not. So that's the luxury of it.
Yeah. And as you say, like they'll understand as they're getting older too, that, yeah, like the fact that you're around all the time. But with being there, you're not missing out on memorable moments. Like, unfortunately, at the moment, there would be some that Nick would still be missing out on, being still working. But as you say, there'll be a point soon enough that that he'll pull up from his job and work the business alongside you full time. But a lot of people are worried that, or not so much worried, they get upset that they miss out on these memorable moments, or someone else is raising their kids. So as you said there before, you don't that's what's not happening for you now. You're there raising your kids, not someone else, and you're seeing, you're around them all the time. But
what was really hard for me, like the first kid, my first child, and working shift work, having to drop him off at daycare screaming, and me dropping him at 5:45 in the morning to get for an early shift in pitch dark was awful. And I remember, like, it took its toll on me. It was hard. And I said to Nick, I'm going to find a way out of this. I don't care what it takes. I don't care what I have to do, but I am not doing this for another child, and I don't want to do this any longer. And this was my outlet, because I just couldn't do that to my son anymore. It broke my heart every time.
Yeah.
I know weekends I work. I get up and I make sure I'm that quiet so little miss doesn't wake up before I go. I'm sneaking out the door.
Yeah,
just because otherwise, if she's awakened before I go, she'll be just crying mad for ages, won't she?
That's it.
So I've got to sneak out, and she's right. If she wakes up and I'm not here, you can sort of do it. But if she sees me before I go, and then doesn't happen.
Yeah, but
I try to get out of the house at about 4 o'clock. Anytime after 4 o'clock, the kids want to play. It means that I'm struggling to get out the door because I don't want to leave.
No, that's it. Like, I've been lucky enough that my situation where I've been able to spend a lot of time with little miss, but if I had to go back to a full-time job, which it could happen, it'll devastate me, like missing out on the time with her. But that was the whole reason why we got into it too, was like when Kat was when you're on maternity leave with McKenna as well, because we live out we're about 55 k's out of town. The travel into town, the daycare costs, the early morning into daycare and all that, and having someone else raise, it's just something we didn't want to do either. So we were the same.
I think I worked it out too. My wage, because I was only going to do 40 hours a fortnight. My wage, by the time I paid fuel, paid daycare, there was nothing left of that wage. So it was no point going back in there for us.
So also financially, it didn't make much sense for me to try and work part-time, the end of daycare costs and fuel and the rest of it, and a miserable child. You just kind of go, what else is there?
Yeah.
No, that's right. But and I suppose not that we want to talk about it too like a lot because there's a lot of it around, but with the actual climate these days, it's actually good working like that online.
The opportunity.
Yeah, the opportunity online where you don't have to stress about going to work or if you're going to be going to work. That's where it's got its benefits in this case too. Like there's lots of ups, like there's more ups than downs with it. Like everything that we can find with it, it's all positives, no negatives about it.
Oh, you look at where we are in the world right now, and it's put it this way: the most certain and secure thing for us right now is this.
Yeah, well, I think that one thing that we've noticed, I'm still we're lucky in two essences. We've got an online business which we can run from home, which is very fortunate. Also, in the construction industry, so at the moment we are an essential part of the economy, as they deem. So there's lots of people that just lost their jobs, which is really unfortunate, and there's a lot of people in hardship, and it only looks like it's going to get worse. So I think it's definitely been a blessing in disguise that we've entered into this online world, and we're only learning more and more, and it's only getting better and better.
Oh, e-commerce is massive. Like you look every day or every week, there's new retailers going under into liquidation. It's just amazing watching everything unfold at the moment. As heartbreaking as it is, you go, wow, look where I am and look how lucky I am to have this. Yeah.
That's right. And like as you say, more and more industries and are going online because it's a sign of the times. It's the way the future is going. There's still going to be the shops and the bricks and mortar retailers and that, but there's going to be a lot more as the years progress. There will be more and more online, and why you'd be mad not to be getting into it now before it's flooded, so to speak. Like when I say flooded, not that what we're doing is flooded or saturated, but when there's going to be so many different industries online, people are going to, I want a piece of that, but there's going to be, there's just going to be, it's probably too little too late in a sense then, but maybe, I don't know, but yeah.
Well, I like that message I sent you today. We're seeing it now. There are people getting started in the online space a lot at the moment. And it's only the very beginning of what's going to become a really financially tough time for a lot of Australians. You watch the fallout of all of this. Yeah. It will become mostly an online world.
Yes.
It will.
Jobs are automated. There's a recession coming. There's everything's going on. People shop online. It's all it's at your fingertips.
It's one of those things that probably people have taken jobs for granted for a long time too. And it's like I remember the podcast. I can't remember who was playing the podcast, but we were sort of talking about how it's sort of changing in dynamics of how the world's structured. Whereas for a long time now, people have gone to jobs because realistically, jobs are secure. They're easy. You go to work, you get told what to do. Generally, you don't have to think about what you're doing. But it's sort of changing in tides where it's more of an entrepreneurial sort of mindset, not mindset, probably not the right word for it, but sort of branching out. So people are actually looking to look elsewhere other than have an employee, and it's like putting the workload out there. So looking for people to be able to do certain amount of paperwork for them through different, not necessarily employees, sort of subcontractors and such. So in a small grade entrepreneurial sort of, I don't know, spacing, I guess. So it's definitely changing. I think everyone's going to change with it, really.
Yeah, no, that's it. But
it'll be a case of jump on board or get left behind.
That's it. That's exactly right. Yeah. Now, one thing that I think I always like to try and clear up when we talk to people and that, and you can sort of reaffirm it, it's not a get rich. Well, what we do, it's not a get rich quick. We don't guarantee that you're going to make quick bucks or a lot of. There is a lot of work involved in it.
But you work it around yourself.
Yeah, that's the bonus.
There's a lot of work, but you work it around your lifestyle.
Yeah, you're working from home. It's not like you've got to go to your job and then come home and try and manage, like work a 12-hour day, then manage working 3 or 4 hours on your business. Like there are a lot of people that do that, but it works around your day and your what's the word I'm looking for?
Situation.
Schedule. That's it.
This isn't a get rich quick, and truth is, get rich quicks exist. They do, and they crash. And they burn. And they are also known as Ponzi schemes and pyramid schemes, which are just a constant referral process of no product or service of intrinsic value at all, and totally illegal. So this is work. This is a steep climb. This is putting in the time, putting in the effort, and knowing why you're doing it. It's for a purpose and reason bigger than you can realize. Because I remember when I started this, I thought, a bit of extra money, and then when you jump in, you realize, holy crap, this is what I'm building. It's life changing, but you've got to put the work in, and you've got to see the value and know why you're doing it, and why that working for someone for that 50-cent pay rise per year, where you could be cut at any moment, it just ain't going to cut it.
No.
Yeah, the old short-term pain for long-term gain, really.
Yeah.
And a legacy you can leave for your kids. That was a massive reason for us, because when we seen the comp plan, we go, I've never seen anything like this. We're going to leave this one day to our kids, and they will be set up for life.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. And that's something I've never seen. Like I haven't looked at a lot of online or looked at other things like this, but I haven't heard of that before, where it's as you said, like it's a legacy you can leave for your kids. Like when like we've done, and not done with it, but when we're done with life, like when we pass on, as you say, like it just transfers over to our kids. And I've never seen anything like that. If you've got a bricks and mortar business, well, you've got creditors and debitors and all that. You've got to, everything's got to be sold off. Your kids don't automatically get it. So this is a brilliant thing with that.
Yeah. And also with a brick and mortar, you're always going to have to work the hours, the same amount of hours, more hours, more overheads, more investment to keep growing and keep building. Whereas, as we know with this business, when you get to a certain point where you do get that legacy income, you can kind of step back a little bit. And that, for some people can be 5 years, for some people 10, for some 15. How long is a piece of string? But it's there. So that's the main thing.
Yeah. Well,
sorry, I was going to say, just the option that people have coming into something like this. If most people wanted to go into a business, even if it was like a VIP lawn mowing or anything like that, so a small startup business, the commitment that goes into a business like that, you have to go very much head in, full bodied. Whereas something like this, you can work around your work already.
Yep.
Also investment, to have a brick and mortar, the average investment, the startup capital is $60,000, and you can do this at $0.
That's it. It doesn't make sense what people would prefer to go and spend big bucks, and but then shy away from something like
I'd say that this is the least risk that you can take in the online world. This business, the least risk.
I think that also the good thing too, it's another positive to take out of it, is that at the end of the day, with all the tools and education that we have, we build a brand based upon ourselves.
Yep.
So for whatever reason, and not just that if anything ever did happen, and not that they are, because we're very fortunate to be driving traffic to a company that's recession proof. But the fact of the matter is, we build a brand based upon ourselves. So it doesn't matter what happens in the future online, we will be branding ourselves, and we'll be driving traffic to any sort of items we can work in any sort of means online.
And you're your own self, so there's zero competition.
Yeah.
There's no other Pat and Craig or no other us, zero competition.
No, that's it. Yeah, the only competition we've got is ourselves. We've only got ourselves to compete against, like to better and there. And that's the thing. Yeah, it's as you say, building your own brand. So,
yeah.
But that's good. So, but I don't know. Anything else you want to?
No, I missed a little bit.
Did you?
Oh, a little
Kind of
bit.
went on a tangent here.
She's
It's good. Like I love just sharing, how special and awesome and life-changing this is, and for anyone who's watching, I understand what it's like to be in that position where you go, do I, don't I? And honestly, the best thing we ever did was just jump.
Yep.
Give it a go.
See, what we found, the way we look at it too, it's not just the financial side of it. There's also massive with personal development and support side of things in this, as you'll agree to. Like, where else do you get 24/7 support? Do you get 24/7 mentorship, training, coaching, and it's there on tap, really. And you get so much personal development gain out of it too. Like, we're taught the right way.
You learn skill sets and things that you would otherwise pay thousands of dollars for coaches and courses to teach you. And quite often, if these opportunities are landing in your lap, it's for a reason. And if you might not understand why these things are presenting themselves to you, but it's for a reason. It's because you were meant to be doing something bigger than you are, or you needed to be learning a skill set to go out into the world and do something else, and that's it. It's just life-changing. Yeah.
That's it. No, awesome. All right, I'm finished with what I wanted to. Anything I wanted to talk about? Anything, guys? Anything you guys want to add to any of that?
Anything you want to add? I mean, in terms of the work-life business balance, there's, I guess the main thing is we've never used our kids as an excuse as to why we can't do this.
Yep.
Or why we can't do something. And there's quite a lot of people who say, can't do it, I have kids, or I'm a single mom, or I can't afford it. And you don't realise that the excuses are just walls you put up for.
I'm not going to say it's easy, but everything in life that's worth doing is hard work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. At the end of the day, you might not look at it, but generally most people that go to work probably have a hard job, no matter what they're doing. They probably look at it that way. So at the end of the day, if you can build a legacy building lifestyle and work for it from home, enjoying time with your family, being present there every day, then at the end of the day, isn't it worth the hard work?
And sometimes I'd almost say along my journey, some days it would have been easier to keep working a 9 to 5 or shift work, because you walk out of there, you don't have to deal with anything else, and you go in the next day or the next few days, and then that's it. Yep. Whereas here, it's constant building, but at your own pace, and the money that you can make compared to a job, it doesn't compare.
No, that's it. But as you said there, like some people have used the excuse, I don't have kids, I can't do. I'm sorry, I get that right. I have kids, so I can't do it. That's more reason to do it. If you've got kids, that's more reason to do it. So you can actually. If
you want it bad enough, you'll find a way.
That's
to do it. If you want a change in life, you'll find a way.
Yeah, spend more time with the kids. Give your kids a better future. Teach your kids a better lifestyle. That's more reason to do it. Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like you said, lifestyle. Also showing your kids that you can do it, and that I guess for us it was a lot of fixing our mindset around money. And money, it's not everything. Family is number one for us, and I think it would be for you guys too. But money means you have freedom to make those memories, to go on that holiday, to buy that house, and it doesn't mean you need to have spoiled, bratty kids. It just means that you've upped your standards, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, that's right.
That's right.
That's it. And working online, you can take it wherever you are. You don't have to.
As long as you've got the good old internet service.
Well, these days, that thing,
Anywhere.
Wherever. I mean, we went away recently, and I had my phone. I didn't even have my laptop, and I made some big moves just on my phone.
Yep.
Just on my phone.
So yeah, no, that's it. So, well, hopefully, yeah. Well, not hopefully, but I'm sure people will get value out of this, and get a better understanding of from the different points of view and different perspective of that it can be done, and it's quite easily done with families, with work, and juggling everything around. It
is possible.
More than possible. So
100%.
Yeah.
No.
Awesome. Thanks for chatting, guys. It was good.
Not a problem. No, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll
Catch you next
after.
time.
Bye.
See you guys.